All right, we are live.
Hey, everyone.
Hello, happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having an amazing week. We are so excited to be here, and it seems like this is a topic that a lot of people are really excited about. So, first of all, guys, if you are joining on live, drop in and drop us a live or where you're joining us from. We can't wait to see you. We know we got some new people on here, and let's see here. I see some people have been tagged in here too. And if you guys have not been on one of our lives before, if you can click on that StreamYard link above so that you can give us permission to see your name, that would be really awesome. Hey, Darcy, Jenny.
Hey, Edsel. Thanks for joining in. Jessica, all the way from Mexico. Ed, Jenny. Hey, Kayla.
Diane, Marlene, Donna. Hey, everybody.
We got Gustavo from Colombia. Marlene.
Great. Gustavo, I've got to send you a message later. You're going to be excited with the news I've got for you. All right. Gayla. All right. Looks like we've got some more people hopping on.
Hey there, Whitney.
All right. So I hope everybody's having an awesome week. We are really excited to do this training with you. And we have a really super exciting announcement at the end, just so you know. So make sure you stay to the end. You're not going to want to miss it for sure. So it's been an exciting week, hasn't it, Ruth?
It's been an exciting 5 weeks. I don't know where the time has gone. It's been wild, but it's been all good.
Yeah. I'll have to say, I don't think I have ever had this much fun in my business, like ever. Like it's been so much fun. And it's really, we've got so many exciting things. And what's really cool is, you know, people who I've known in network marketing for years have been reaching out, having new conversations, and we've gotten some people excited because people who love this industry, people who've been good in this industry, who've gotten results, but never could get it to quite duplicate. And they have been watching, and when they see what we've been doing, they're reaching out and they're excited to come back. And they're like, we got to get trained. We want to be back. We can't miss out on this opportunity.
And the cool part is it's not just happening for us, it's happening for our team members as well. They're having people reach out going, what are you guys doing?
Awesome.
I'm excited to share what we have today with all of you because it's going to help open your eyes to what you might be doing differently for your business to cause you to have the similar results. So Trish, you want me to share my screen? We usually have more luck that way.
Yes, please do. Please do. Okay. So let's see. We've got people from everywhere. I love it. Oh, hey, Whitney, Nicole. Nice to see you guys today. All right.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
I cannot see your screen yet.
Oh, no? Let's see. Let's go back.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, so we are social networking professionals. This is the brand we've created for our business, and we are professionals, and we believe this industry is a professional industry. Even though it's a home-based business industry, we treat it like a profession.
Yeah. So guys, today you're going to learn to attract the right people to your business. And I can tell you that honestly, out of everything that's changed in our business, this right here has been the game changer. Because when you've got the right people in your business, it is amazing how fast you can really take off.
So it's great to meet you. For those of you who haven't met us yet, we're Tricia Verzera and Ruth Sheridan. We've been in network marketing for a combined 20 plus years. It's actually closer to 30, which is a little scary. We've now built entirely online using attraction marketing. It wasn't all that way. We used to build old school and do the meetups and the home parties and all of that. But since then, we've learned something called attraction marketing, and we can actually build businesses from home. We're both marketing coaches as well. I recently left that position, but we and Trisha is still working away at it a little bit with a well-known internet marketing company. We feel mentally and physically on fire. We are both firm believers in aging well and being healthy and living an active, healthy lifestyle. We're both moms. And in the last 3 years, we've coached more than 3,000 struggling network marketers who were stuck, frustrated, and overwhelmed because basically they had run out of people to talk to and didn't know what to do next. We're both six-figure income earners in the industry, and we are passionate about helping you achieve the success that you're looking to achieve.
Yeah, and I just got to give a shout out to Darcy here. Darcy, I love you. She's like, wow, you both started when you were 10. You're awesome. I love it. Thank you. So, all right. Well, guys, this training is the right training for you. If you have ever been told that everyone is your prospect and you bought into it, because I know that's where I was in the beginning. You know, seriously, I was told if they breathe, they're your prospect. But soon you obviously found out that you were getting tons of rejection. And I remember that so clearly. And my upline was, you know, well, let's make it a game. Let's see if you can get 10 no's in a row. I bet you can't. And, you know, and I bought into that because I was out there literally talking to everybody. It's also the right training for you if you've ever thought that you could find rock star recruiters by just getting someone a good product experience. Now, it's not to say that your customers aren't ever going to be good, but that's just, it doesn't really work that way, guys. It just doesn't. And also, this is the right training for you if you are confused about who your target market might be and why, knowing that because you're actually talking to the right people. And, you know, when you're talking to everyone, or you think that, you know, you can just have a general conversation with everyone, you're really not talking to anyone, guys, and it's going to hold you back for sure.
And you know what, Trish, I got to share this story. And some of you might have heard it before, but back when I first started in network marketing, I used to own a gym as a side business. And my very first year in network marketing, I had some weight loss products, and I got everyone in my gym on it. And I recruited 400 people that year. They were all my gym members. They were product users. I went to convention with a good group of people, and by the next year, they had all disappeared. And it's because they were really just product users. They had no interest in building a business, and I was trying to convince them to do it. So attracting the right kind of person is what's really going to help you explode your team.
Yeah, and you know, Ruth, you said one word there that really just caught my attention, and that is convincing, right? Because in the past, I felt that that's what I was doing. I was always convincing people that this was the right thing for them. And when you're convincing people, well, first of all, it just doesn't even feel good. But second of all, it's not the right decision for them, you know, and when it's not the right decision for them, you're never going to get the expectation you're looking for.
So here's a couple of tips. Just be present, take some notes. If you're new to attraction marketing, keep an open mind, because this is a totally shift in paradigm from what you might typically have heard in network marketing. Turn off your cell phones, try to put some, you know, turn the sound off of your social media notifications, ask questions and engage. We keep an eye on the comments here, and we answer your questions as we go. And as always, stay awesome and positive.
Yes. And so we've also got Wilma on and Mike on. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. Alejandro is on here as well. So, guys, if you are ready to kind of hear some good stuff, drop us some ones. All right. So here, how we got here, guys. So years in network marketing, you know, Ruth and I both were there, where we were doing things the traditional way that led to a massive burnout. And I mean, I seriously forever felt like I was working 24/7. And it's just, it's exhausting. And the crazy thing is we were working 24/7, getting results, but it honestly was like a revolving door. People coming in, people going out, people coming in, going out. So it meant that we were like up and down, and just never getting where you wanted to go. And after a few months, you know, in the business, and I, if you guys can relate to any of these things, guys, drop us twos as we're going through here. But after a few months, most of our friends and family had quit, because they signed up to support you. And I had to start with cold market prospecting. And this is where we were buying lists, attending meetings, prospecting at malls, coffee meetings, home meetings. And we honestly did it all. And for the most part, totally dreaded that task of talking to strangers. And I remember getting myself in my car and listening to my little pep tapes, of people's, success stories all the way to the mall, playing these songs that would get my mind all excited, talking to myself about how great I was, that people loved me, just so I could go into the mall and prospect, and not come home till I had 5 to 10 names every day. Now, here's the thing. I was a little stubborn, so I did come home with those names, but it never felt good. And it didn't matter how many times I did it. It caused so much anxiety. And I truly hated it. We wanted a home-based business that we actually built from home. Okay. And enrolling with zero duplication and no growth and always backfilling. And that's what I mean by that revolving door. People coming or going out just as fast as they're coming in. So again, if you guys are relating to any of these things, drop us a 2. We felt like white noise on social media, right? Once we started building here, the only engagement we were getting was from people in our teams, or maybe if your mom, if they were just trying to be supportive of you, that's who was engaging on our posts. Cold market prospects were skeptical of us because they didn't know us, right? We weren't building those strong relationships, even though it was something we were trying to do. But when you're spamming in groups and people coming in and you're immediately just dropping your information on them, they're like, no, leave us alone. This is horrible. And so then we both got to where our businesses were moving backwards. Our dreams were starting to slip away. And we started looking at professional ways to be building on the internet. And that's actually how Ruth and I found each other, was by being professional on the internet. And that was, for me, about 2.5 years ago. I think for Ruth, maybe about 3 years ago, or maybe a smidge more. But it was just one of those things we said, we know this is where we want to be. We just need to learn the right way to do it.
So guys, if any of this resonates with you, give us some of those love hearts, those little love heart emojis. Let's see if this resonates. So we decided to hit social media and really go where the people are. And with I think it's now 2.6 billion people of monthly active users on Facebook, 1.3 billion using Facebook Messenger every month, 1 billion on Instagram. We recognize that in those billions of people, there had to be people like us who were professional, who wanted to build businesses, who wanted to be successful, who wanted to actually have businesses from home. We just had to figure out a way to fund them.
And it's so funny, Ruth. I remember sitting in front of my computers for hours thinking that I was working my business, by the way, when I wasn't. But truly just trying to figure out, how do I get the message to the right people? Like, where do I find those people? How do I find those people? And that's one of the things we're going to be showing you today. So here's what we did on social media back in the day. We posted about our products all over social media with links to our company's replicated website. I remember being in those groups where someone would ask a question and then it was like a race to get your link in there first. And like 400 people would post their link in a matter of like 2 minutes. It was insane. We shared all types of videos about our company's products. We changed the employer name on our profile to be our network marketing company's name. And we started spamming other people's groups with our products and our opportunity. And not even just our groups, but even our page, our personal profiles. Gosh, I remember when I went back and cleaned this up, it took me days. It took me days to clean up all these crazy posts. And even today, I get reminded by Facebook when they send those memories and I see all these things where I hold this thing up, calling it my secret weapon and all. I just sit there and laugh. Sometimes I want to screenshot it and post it just as a memory. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that again.
So guys, if you're doing this now, it's okay, right? It's okay. There is a better way. Like, you can clean it up and learn a better way. But don't feel bad if you're doing it, because we did it too. That's all we knew. That's all we were taught, right? So if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing, don't feel bad. It's what you were taught. It's just there is a better way.
Yeah. And that's the thing, guys, you don't know what you don't know.
Mhm.
So you're going to, until you know a better way, you're going to go with what you've been told and what other people have told you works because you want it to work, right?
Yeah. So here's actually what ended up happening after we started doing that. Some of our friends actually unfriended us. And in fact, I had people block me because
Yeah.
I looked for them after and I couldn't find them anymore. And I went, oh my gosh, that person blocked me. We got a lot of negative comments about the industry being a scam, a pyramid, a lot of negativity. Very few people bought stuff. The odd person would reach out and maybe buy something, but it was usually a customer. It was never a recruit, at least not for me. We became spammers. I got to admit, I was a spammer without even knowing it. I thought I was doing the right thing, and we were just doing what we were told to do. I know I got completely frustrated. Multiple times I wanted to quit, like just throw in the towel, because I would spend literally hours doing this stuff with no results. And I'd be thinking, wow, I should just go back and work more and get paid my hourly rate as a CPA.
Yeah. And it's funny, Ruth, I actually did get people to join me. In fact, I got a lot of people to join me through social media, but with exception of maybe one or two people, none of them ever did anything. And and to be honest, it was all this work for them to come in and then almost immediately go into the witness protection program. And so still, like, I got all excited for that one sign up, but then within 24 hours, I could never contact them again. So it was seriously just me wasting time and taking time away from my family. It was not worth it.
So, guys, hit some of those love heart emojis if this has ever happened to you. It certainly happened to us.
So we knew that there had to be a better way, right? I mean, I just knew, because here's the thing. People were succeeding on social media. People were having success. People were building multiple seven-figure incomes for that matter, not just six, right? And so I just thought I've got to figure it out. So, really after putting our business caps on, we realized that real businesses don't do marketing by making a list of friends and family, right? You didn't see Apple Computers sit down and make it a list. That's not what they did. So we went in search of a better way and discovered a professional way to attract the right kind of people to us using social media, and the exact same people who were looking to join our opportunity. And guys, this has been the biggest game changer, is actually having the right people who are actually excited to build a business, because nothing wrong with anybody, doesn't matter which side you fall on, but it takes a different person. It takes a different mindset to have someone who actually wants to build a business. And again, nothing wrong with the people who don't. It's just, when you're trying to convince them that this is a better way and that's not what they want, it doesn't make sense, right? And so that's when we really got some mentorship and learned this new skill. And by learning this new skill, we were able to find a way to do this with more ease. And since then, we have built multi-six-figure businesses from the comfort of our home. And it's been life-changing. I mean, absolutely life-changing. And not just like for us individually, but for like our families, right? And for the other families that we are impacting. And it honestly, sometimes when I think about it, when I look at this journey, it really kind of tears me up, but not in sadness, but in happiness of, holy cow, look what we've done, right? Because then I just know it's possible for anybody.
But along the journey, something happened, and we saw countless network marketers trying to build their businesses on social media. And even up until today, we see them still spamming, still posting pictures of their products, free shipping today. This is on special. Join my team. I'm looking for 5 more people. The best one is, can somebody please become a customer because I'm close to a rank advancement? Really? Some of the people we saw were really trying to apply the principles of attraction marketing, but still struggling because maybe they had bought programs, courses, things like that, and kind of got halfway through and got confused or got distracted. We see that a lot. People getting into programs that are overly complex and getting distracted. Worst of all, people weren't getting results. They weren't getting the results they had been promised from courses or promised from uplines, and really a lot of frustration and a lot of failure in the industry. And it doesn't have to be that way.
No. And it's funny you say, I love you said some are still spammers, because I still get spammed at least once a day.
Oh, yeah.
And worst of all, okay, guys, please, this is with love, I promise. But if you are taking an attraction marketing course, stop spamming. Like, because some of it, and I don't think it's, and well, first of all, I know it's none of you who are here, but I know some of these people are actually taking courses and they're still spamming. So that means they're not doing their course. And I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it's confusing, because I know it is confusing and overwhelming sometimes. But just reach out. We'll help you. We'll help you so you don't have to continue to be that spammer.
You know what, though, Trish, in all fairness, I remember when I first started attraction marketing, I was brand new. I was just starting to learn. And because I wasn't getting traction yet, because I was still in the learning phase, the temptation to spam was always there.
Yes.
And it was like, I should post about my products. Maybe I'll get something out of it. And it, even when I did it, it didn't really work.
No, but you're right. That's the thing. In the beginning, you kind of go back to your old ways because you just want something to work.
I know. So we decided to step in, guys. And with the knowledge we gained and the results we created for ourselves and for others, for our team members, we decided to start teaching the real deal with attraction marketing. And funny thing is, we kind of hit the go button this past April 14th. Using attraction marketing and teaching our team in 5 weeks, we've added probably now close to 110 people to our team,
at least,
and over 52 rank advancements. So it works. We decided to teach the real steps required to build a real business online and attract a downline of enthusiastic entrepreneurs instead of those people that go missing in action. We put some really simple steps that cause team duplication to happen easily and quickly, and so that people can bring in the right people to their businesses. So that decision to step in was pretty monumental, because we knew it was going to take us time to build something like that. But looking back now, I'm so glad we did, Trish.
Oh my gosh, so glad we did. And guys, if you are someone who would love to hit some new ranks and love to, really start jumping through that compensation plan, just drop a me below, right? Because it's so interesting. We've had, I want to say now, it's probably like 56 rank advancements over the last 5.5 weeks. And the thing is some of those rank advancements were like really big ones. Yes, we have some that are beginning phases, but we have a lot of them that are actually really decent ranks with really good rank advance bonuses. So it's not like just the first couple. It was a lot of higher ones. So the thing is, the duplication has been incredible, and that's what's been such an eye opener to everybody who's been reaching out to us. I see lots of me's. That is good. That is good.
Got some go-getters here. Awesome, guys.
So since then, guys, we've been asked to speak on stages. We've done trainings from stage. We've done trainings at big events. We've been guests on podcasts. We've been coaches at large events. And, when we ask people, if they're open to take a look at working with us, honestly, 9 out of 10 people say yes, right? Because they, a lot of people, they're just really looking, 1, to work with some professionals, but 2, to work with a place where they can get some results. And a lot of what we do now is automated so that we can both enjoy some free time traveling and spending with family. And I got to tell you that's been nice to, have some evenings back, to have my weekends back, to really be able to start leveraging my time some. And I know that even what we've done over the last 5 weeks, yes, we put a ton of work into it, on the front end of everything. And even during that time, but I know I've worked harder for fewer results before. And so it's been fun.
Okay, so how does prospecting online really work? And this is a concept that is a little bit different from what we're typically taught in network marketing. So what we're typically taught is make that list of friends and family. And, I don't know if you ever use the memory jogger, Trish.
I've been told to.
That list of who's your chiropractor, who's your doctor, who's
your hairdresser, who's your dentist.
So using the memory jogger, you've got to make your list of 100. And that method, yes, you can get some initial results from it, right? Yeah. Because inevitably there's people on that list who will either become customers, and you might find a couple of recruits there if you've got some entrepreneurial friends. But beyond that list, it's like, what do you do next? Drop me a 1 in the comments if you've ever felt like that. Okay, I've done my list. I've called everyone. What do I do next? So that whole method is really about believing everyone is your prospect, right? And everyone is a hot prospect because they know you. But the way it really works in the online space is we've got 3 kind of groupings of prospects. We've got our hot market. So our hot market is people who already know, like, and trust us. Maybe they've already purchased something from us before. Maybe it was a prior customer, or maybe it was someone on, if you've been in other network marketing businesses, maybe it was someone on your old team or something like that. So those hot prospects, which can also include close friends and family who are open, those are your most immediate wins, right? So those are the people that, number one, those are the people when you're getting started, you reach out to first. And it feels a little old school, but it's a more narrow audience than just go out and make that list of 100, right?
Yeah.
Your warm market is people who have been exposed to you. So if you think about this in the online space, it could be your Facebook friends, right? Maybe you've got a circle on your Facebook friends of other entrepreneurs, other network marketers. Maybe you're in some groups where you've been posting and you've had some interactions with people. Those people are aware of you, right? They're not hot yet because you haven't nurtured the relationship enough, but they're aware of you. So they're the next place to go, is to your warm market. And then we've got the cold market. The cold market is most of those 2.6 billion people on Facebook who have never met you before, have never seen you before, and really don't even know that you exist. And that's one of the third markets that we can tap into when we start learning attraction marketing skills and leveraging some of the tools that Facebook gives us. So when you think about, once you start in the cold market, after you've had those other conversations, you want to take people from cold to warm so that they become aware of you, to hot so that you've built rapport, they know, like, and trust you. And there's a number of ways to do this. You can do it organically through conversations and posting, or you can do it through paid advertising, which is a time leveraged way of doing it. And either works. And either works brilliantly.
They do. They do. And just so you know, Ruth and I came through as that cold one, that worked our way through, and we were organically, we were not a paid. So they both do work. They just take a little long. One takes longer than the other. So then, guys, it's all about building your community, right? So even, this is where, when you hear, an old school network marketer talk about, well, online doesn't work because you've got to be able to build that relationship with people. First of all, what's true about that sentence is you do need to build that relationship with people. What's false about that sentence is that it can't be done online, right? Because it can be done both ways. And to be honest, I laugh at that sometimes because I'm like, a lot of the people who, when you're building old school, that you meet are people who you meet through other people. So they still start out kind of cold and then warmish. So you're still building that relationship. It's never just that you always have a pocket of, or a pocket of hot leads. That's not how it is. But for some reason, I think some people aren't quite sure how to do it. But one of the ways is to really be building a community like we have here, right? So you can really build a group, and this is our social networking professionals, where we've got our fan page. We start there. We start with a fan page where we're on there providing value to people. And that's one of the first ways that you can get started. And I got started with my own business page, Trisha Verzera, and Ruth's, just for you guys who want to know, it's Ruth Ann Sheridan. And that's where we got started. And we started providing value on those pages and starting to get people to know, like, and trust us through the value and content that we were putting out there daily.
I got a laugh here. Mike left a comment. He gave a thumbs down to the memory jogger.
I know. I hate the memory jogger. And yeah.
The next thing you have to do, guys, is figure out who is your perfect prospect. Do you see the little target there with the arrow? Until we know who we want to attract, it's pretty tough to know what to post, what kind of content to put out there, what kind of groups to join, where to target your ads. It's basically a shot in the dark if you don't know who your perfect prospect is.
And defining and targeting your prospect. So again, who is your perfect prospect for your product, your opportunity? And it's going to be two different people. The people who are going to be interested in your product are going to be different than people interested in your opportunity. Now, I know some people will say, well, that's not true. I've got people who've done this or that. You're going to have an outlier. There will be those random outliers who can cross over either way. But the majority are not going to. And that's who we really want to be thinking about as we're defining this perfect prospect, is, who that majority is. Because again, we're trying to niche down on who it is. You think, just like when you're doing, certain things and you drill down and then you drill down a little deeper, you're just trying to get closer to the center of who that person might be. Because when you can do that, then you can get inside of their head, right? You're going to know what makes them tick. You're going to know what problems that they're searching for an answer to. You're going to know what keeps them awake at night, what their pains and struggles are, what brands do they follow. Because all of these things you're going to know. Like, is it a mom or a dad who's sick of the corporate world that lays awake at night figuring, how am I going to pay for my kids' college? How am I going to pay for my kids' college and still be able to retire? How am I going to pay off my house and be able to retire? Like, all these different things that they could be thinking about. The different pains and struggles that they have, and then again, the brands they follow. So when you can figure these things out, you then can know what content to put out there that's going to help solve their problems. Because you're going to be able to hit the pain points with the different words and language and things like that you're going to be using, whether it's in a live video or whether it's in written content to them.
I love that, Trish. And toward the end of this presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about personal branding. I just want to throw this in here because a lot of people go, well, what is my brand? Well, this is what your brand is. You become the solution for your ideal prospect's problem. That becomes your personal brand. You're a solution provider. You're someone who gives them tips. You become the authority. You become the person that they think of when they're looking for a solution to their problem. That's your personal brand. And I used to think my personal brand was about me. It really has nothing to do with me. It's about who I am for that person.
Yeah.
Okay, so defining and targeting your prospect. In network marketing, as I mentioned before, we're taught that everyone is our prospect. And we know that that's not the case, right? I talked to many people about my products, my opportunity, and they had absolutely no interest. So they weren't a prospect. If your ideal prospect is a product user, so if you're looking to attract customers, what might that look like? What problem do your products solve, right? So think about what problems your products solve, and then you'll have a better idea of what your ideal customer is looking for. On the recruiting side, we're not looking for customers. We're looking for entrepreneurs, people who want to build businesses. Maybe they're already building businesses, but struggling and looking for a new home, right? So what might that look like? As Trisha said, maybe it's a mom, maybe it's a dad looking to retire. Maybe it's a mom who wants to stay at home with her kids. Maybe it's a young couple that want to buy their first home, right? So you become the solution provider for their problem. So do you see the difference? Drop me a yes in the comments if you see the difference between a customer as an ideal business prospect and an entrepreneur as an ideal business prospect. It's a really important distinction.
So defining again and targeting your prospect. So now that you know who your perfect prospect is, now it's about knowing where to go to actually find them. And we could do this through the audience insight tools that Facebook has. So I love that Facebook provides these things for us. I know, sometimes people get annoyed that Facebook knows so much about us, but when you're doing marketing, it's really awesome to be able to use the tools that they've got.
So this is a little sample of the Facebook Insights tool. And we actually did a whole training in this group on how to use this tool. If you check out the video section of this group, you'll be able to find that training. But this is where we can actually put in interests, like let's say you have weight loss products, you could type in weight loss under interests, and all the various pages that people who are interested in weight loss, these are the Facebook pages they follow. And guess what? Those pages are filled with your prospect. It's the perfect, I call, fishing hole. You can put in your line and really have powerful conversations with the right kind of people.
So step 3 is then communicating with your prospect. So how do you get them interested and connected with you? And there's really 2 ways to do this. There's first the organic, the reach out strategies. And this is where you can be going into groups. You can be providing value in those groups. If you're, the groups that that your prospect is hanging out in, look at different comments, look at who is interacting with certain things and find things that make sense and are going to be relatable to what you potentially have to offer. But just start being a person of value in that group. Don't go in there trying to friend request everybody immediately and start spamming people, but go in and be someone who starts providing value, who shows up. And eventually what's going to happen is you are going to start to get friend requests from some of those people and be able to start having conversations with some of those people, likely outside of that group. You're not going to be posting your links or things like that. But those are some different ways in the organic category. In the paid attraction, the great thing about the paid attraction is that you can leverage things and you can target a little bit more. So you really can go in and be pretty specific to the type of person, the category, things like that you're looking for with your person. And when you do this, it's going to leverage your time because Facebook's going to put your content out in front of those people. Facebook's going to go out and find them for you. And so we're going to be going into this a little bit more, and we're going to mention, talk about something at the end that we've got coming, because first of all, I think one of the things that a lot of people are missing is a way to actually collect the information on their prospect. So as you're going into these groups, you don't really have a way unless you friend request these people. But when you can be providing value, you can get a way to get people to kind of opt into your content where you can be putting some other stuff out. And we're going to talk a smidge about it at the end, but it's going to be just kind of keep your eyes open. This is something that's coming where we're going to help you guys have the tools to do this. And in fact, it'll be ready within, I think, less than the next week because we're just waiting on one item really for it to be live. But we can show you some of the tricks that we do so that we can follow up with these paid leads and things like that even better.
The next thing you have to know is what to post for your prospect. So first of all, you have to know who your prospect is and what problem they're seeking an answer to. And that's going to give you a lot of clues on what to post for your prospect. So really, you can post anything that will solve their problems. It could be tips, some tools that you might find online, or maybe even create yourself. You could create a little PDF for your prospect, strategies, motivation, education. So those are real value-based content, right? Things that are going to actually help your prospect overcome the problem that they're seeking an answer to, whether it's weight loss or whether it's how to grow a business or how to make money from home, right? Or whatever your product does. It doesn't have to be weight loss, obviously. If you're in skincare, it's not weight loss. So it could be lifestyle and fun, okay? So what does lifestyle and fun do in your posts? It allows people to connect with you on a human level, right? So they see your lifestyle, they see what you're all about. That's what builds a lot of know, like, and trust, because they get to feel comfortable with you because they see you as, just this normal person, and they get to know you. Nothing controversial, no politics, no controversial topics. You want to keep that off your page because it could end up repelling a lot of people who you might otherwise attract to your business. And remember always to check in with your social media posts, especially within the first 10 to 15 minutes of posting them. If people comment back. If people are consistently commenting, make sure you go over and comment on some of their posts, right? Use that whole law of reciprocity, and it's going to help you build more rapport with that person.
For sure. I love that. And most importantly, guys, create a rock star personal brand. Okay. So a personal brand is really, it's going to be your brand of what you're trying to do. It's because it's about your audience. So going back to what Ruth just said, what problem are you solving for your audience, right? That's going to be what your brand is about, because you're going to be providing value to them. That's going to be the solution to the problem that they have. And it's really the single most important thing about your audience, or about the things that you're going to be providing to your audience. And because it's going to be the one thing that matters to them, and it's going to keep them showing up on your page to actually continue to follow you. But also, it's the way for them to be able to connect with you authentically. And I think that that's one of the biggest things, is just go out and be yourself. So many times we think that, oh, I have to be like this person because they've had success. No, the reason that person has had success is they found the people who relate to them and resonate with them, that they've been able to connect with. And you're going to have that same thing. There are going to be people out there that connect with you in a different way. Like, even though Ruth and I may have some crossover in who our perfect prospect is, there are still differences. There are some people who are going to relate to me a little bit more in some areas, and some people who are going to relate a little bit more to Ruth in certain areas. But the same thing for you guys. Like, every one of us has a different prospect. There's only going to be a little bit of crossover for the most part for a lot of us. So always go out and be authentic with your audience. And you're going to find that when you can do that, they're going to connect with you that much faster.
And it's so funny you say that, Trish, because I remember when I first started attraction marketing, I was looking around in the internet space, looking at other people who were doing it. And the people that I happened to find were younger moms, right? Yeah. And they had kids running around, they're cute kids, and they had so much going on in their lives. And I was looking at them going, how am I going to pull this off? Because I'm older, I'm pretty conservative, I'm not flashy, I'm not loud, right? How are people ever going to find me and connect with me? And I had a lot of self-doubt about creating a personal brand. But guys, if you show up as you are perfect the way you are, and you will attract your tribe that way. You cannot build a personal brand trying to be someone else. You have to be authentically you. And, looking forward 3 years from that time, 3-4 years from when I started, that's exactly what's happened. Is we've built a team filled with people who we intended on attracting to our authentic selves. So don't ever feel like you can't have a personal brand because you're not like someone else. It's really all about who you show up with, or who you show up as authentically.
Ruth, I just want to add something to that, because I remember in going all the way back to my first company in network marketing. And we used to have these weekly sales meetings, and I, had mine for my team, but then I actually joined forces with a couple other women, and we actually had this space that we rented, and obviously we did it together to, keep the cost down for everybody. But there were three of us, and one of the ladies was just like this fun, crazy, outgoing, always up front dancing, woo woo. And like, I loved watching her, but that was not me. And I kept thinking, oh, if I could just be a little more outgoing, if I could just be a little more whatever. And always, comparing and thinking that that was the reason that I couldn't grow my team, is because I didn't have that spunk that she had. But interestingly, when I sit there and think about it now, my group wasn't like that either, because the people who I recruited were more like me. Mm-hmm. They weren't like her. And so I'm like, gosh, I wonder how they felt even being in that environment, because it could have given them a lot of self-doubt too, with her being that front face. So yeah, being authentic and just knowing that who you are, no matter, who that is, you're going to do just fine, because there are lots of people out there just like you.
Yeah, Cindy says here, I've seen that too, and my kids are grown, same feeling.
Yep.
Totally. It's normal to feel that when we start comparing ourselves to others and what they're doing, but you have to be authentic to you, and because people will see through it if you're not.
And, just a quick thought on that too, real quickly, Cindy. It's funny because I've been on pages or in groups with other people who still have young kids. And I've got 3 kids, they're teenagers now. But it's funny because I can relate to when my world, when my days used to be like their days. But it's interesting that now too, that when I get into those groups, it's weird how you're like, I don't want to be here. Like, nothing against them, but it's so funny once your kids are past that stage, how all of a sudden you're kind of like, you don't want that. Or if you're on an airplane and there's a kid crying behind you, you're like, ugh, how would I get the crying kid behind me, right? But then I try, I'm like, you know what? You had kids one day too, before too. But it's just so funny how as we go through different phases, we still are kind of attracted to the people who are in the phases that we're currently in. And so don't worry about that, Cindy. There's lots of people who are in your same boat.
And also, Cindy, I'll just say this. In the last 5 weeks, we've attracted people as well who have young kids. Mm-hmm. And it's not so much that, they have young kids and we don't. It's we have the same kind of mindset. We have the same kind of drive. We have the same kind of belief that we want to build our businesses professionally, right? Yeah. So young kids are not young kids. It's really more about the energy, right? Like energies attract. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yep, exactly. But I agree, worries that my kids are bigger kids, bigger problems. So I'm afraid I'm not relevant. You're relevant. You're just relevant to where you currently are at. That's all.
Totally.
I love it. So guys, we have got something really exciting. I'm super excited about this. We've got on here, it's launching soon, but we are actually in pre-launch of this. In fact, we've got a lot of really cool things coming to you within the next week. We're just waiting for a little bit of copywriting to come back on a couple of things. But we've got 2 courses coming, but one specifically that we're going to be mentioning today. And today it's about our branding box course. So in this course, we give you a step-by-step walkthrough to help you gain clarity about your irresistible personal brand. And we go into training, and there's several sessions about, how to do your fan page, how to, basically how to get every single thing going on your page and how to post, what to post, give you videos on everything in there. And so if you guys would like the special code for this pre-launch pricing, drop us a yes below because it's really a sick deal, and it's good till midnight tomorrow night. But we will, if this is something you're interested in, either comment yes below and we will message you that code, or if you don't want to comment on here, just reach out to us individually. We'll send it to you. But we do have a pre-launch price that is super affordable for anybody and everybody. And I'm excited because we've had people going through the beta test on this, and everybody is like, oh my gosh, you should be charging at least 4 times this amount. And we're like, I know it's good content, but we don't want to do that. So we're really excited about it. And Ruth, this was kind of a fun new thing that we did, because we've had the content, but we re-recorded everything and we had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. And, you know, it really is the foundation of your marketing, is understanding who you're marketing to and having a strong personal brand. So I was excited to release this because it is so foundational.
Yeah. And the great news is, guys, so we've got this in pre-launch right now, and we're going to be having something else coming for you next week as well. And so stay tuned, because the two really work really, really well together. And it's going to really help you guys take your business to another level. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. So stay tuned for next week, where we're going to actually do that deeper dive into personal branding. And if you do want to grab the pre-launch on this course and start the course, then you'll be well prepared for that next training we're going to present next week. So anyway, guys, excited for next week. And
yeah.
What's coming up next in the group, Trish? Is it our Tuesday Spotlight?
Yeah, so Rob will have Tech Talk Tuesday on Tuesday morning, and then we've got our Tuesday Spotlight with another amazing just go-getter in the group here, and we just can't wait to share. So, and you know, and if you I don't know, we're just going through, and we're kind of, as we're seeing people who are having success, we're pulling them on, because we want to be able to share the stories for you guys. We want to be able to help you out and spotlight you. So you know, keep doing awesome, keep sharing your wins with us, and we'll put you on our spotlight.
Have an amazing rest of the week, guys. Thanks for joining in.
Yep. See you next week.
Bye for now.
Bye.